In this video, I'm going to show how to use joins in SQL Server. We have four types of join functions. The first one is inner join, left join, right join, and full outer join. So basically, I have created two tables here. The first one is employee table and the department table. And in the employee table, I have these records where I doesn't have department name, and in the department table I have department name. And if you can observe, I have a department ID in both the tables. So I can use this department ID as a related column, and I can use this column to combine both the tables. So if you can observe, I have kept the font size red for the department ID table. And I have the values 1, 2 alongside with the department name. But if you can observe, I doesn't have 3 in the department table, and also null value in the department table. So basically these records are absent in the department table. So let me just run this queries, employee table and the department table. I'm going to paste this SQL script in the video description. And let's get started with the inner join. So basically inner join means it is going to return all the related or matched values in the output. So you can observe it is going to return all the matched values. Okay, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 1, 2. So these are the values that are going to return if we use inner join. But it is not going to return 3 because it doesn't match with the department table. So the inner join is only used, and it returns only common or matched values. To start with the query, let's get started. So let's start from employee table, and let's give alias as E. Let's use inner join. This is the keyword or the syntax with the departments table. Department D is the alias for department table. On what basis I want to join it with? On E dot department ID is equal to D dot department ID. So now let's one moment. I am defining the department ID and the table name explicitly. So let me just remove the aliases for better understanding. I can simply give employee the table name dot the department table name. So I'm just asking the SQL Server that I want to join the employees department ID column along with the department ID. Okay. So now if you can see the output, I've got this records, and the John Doe's department name is HR. Okay, and we can also shorten the query by using alias and E dot and then D dot. So using the alias, the script looks nicer compared to the lengthier or the crappy look. Always it is recommended to use alias while using joins. And what if I want to limit the columns? First name, last name, and department name. Just mention the column names in the select statement and then department name. Select the query, click on execute. You can see that I have got the records. John Doe's department name is HR, Jane Smith's is IT, that's it. So that's how we use inner join. But what if I want to use a department ID? Let me show you once. This is the whole table, okay? So the 3 and the null is present because it doesn't have any matched items in the department table. And if you go to the inner join, if you could observe, I have 2 department IDs from both the tables combined. Okay. So what if I want to mention department ID? So let's just department ID. So what happens is, let me show. Just delete the last name, department ID, and I'm going to get an error if I run this query. The reason for this error is the SQL Server is getting confused to from which table do I need to consider the department ID table, because the department ID is common in both the tables, right? Employee table and department table. So the SQL Server is just getting confused. So in order to avoid that confusion, all we need to do is explicitly define the employee or the department table before the department ID. How we can do that? Simply give the alias from the employee table a dot department ID. Now if you run this query, you'll not be getting any error, and the department ID will be included in the output. So if you can see, we got the output we wanted. So now let's move ahead with left join. So left join can be defined as all the records from the left table along with the matched records from the right table. And in case if anything doesn't matches in the right table, it will return null values. So all the records from the left table, that means, so if you can observe in inner join, I have 8 records. Okay. So just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if you can observe, I got 8 records in the inner join. The reason is because we have only 8 similar or matched values in the inner join table. And if I use left join, I should get all the 12 records from the left table, no matter what, how many records have in the department table. It will only consider all the records from the left table along with the matched values from the right table. So just copy the statement, copy the query and paste it here and replace inner with left. So if I run this query, I will be getting, just observe, like Williams will be the null value here and Clark also will be null because it doesn't have any matched items, right? So first let me show it to you. And minimize it, copy the statement, click on execute, perfect. Now if you could see, I've got null values because I don't have the matched items for Alice and Lucy, not Lucy, Sam. So all the records from the left table have been taken into consideration along with the matched items in the right table. So the unmatched items have returned null values. So now if you can observe the table, all the null values, let me just highlight it with any color. Let's take blue. Yeah, it looks good. So the unmatched items or the department IDs, it has returned null values. Okay. And also if you can observe the count of the table or the records that has been written, it is 12. Okay. So now let's move forward to right join. Similar to the left join, the right join means all the records from the right table along with the matched items will be returned, and the unmatched items from the left table will be null. RIGHT is the syntax, right join. Now if I run this, yeah, perfect. So let me just take you to the main table. All the records from the right table have been taken into consideration along with the matched items from the left table. So if you can see, the departments table or the department IDs have some matched items from the left table. So 1 1 1 1 2 2. So that is why it has written all the matched items along with all the records from the right table. So if you can see, it is going to be the count is going to be 8. So what if I have 15 records in the right table? So all the records from the 15 from the right table will be taken into consideration, and the unmatched items will be given null values. So we don't have enough records in the table for now, but this is the key. Okay. Now let's move to full outer join. One moment. So the syntax is going to be the same, the query, and just replace right with full outer. So if I run this query, let me just get back to the main table. So what if I run the query full outer join? So all the records from the left table will be matched with all the records from the right table, and in case if there is any unmatched item, it will return null value. Okay, so no matter if it is going to be left or right, it is going to return all the values. So you can see that it is more similar to left join, but it's not a left join. Okay, so it is like full outer join. All the records have been matched with all the records from the left table have been matched with all the records from the right table, and the unmatched items have null values. Okay, now let's move to cross join. I think I did not mention it in the beginning, but cross join is also a kind of important join function. For example, let me just run both the tables. So start from employee E and join department D. So this is the okay, and just include cross join. And what if I run? First, let me run both the tables, and let me pull this up. You can see how many values do I have. Okay, so 1 with 1. Okay, so cross join, what happens is every record from the left table will be matched with every record from the right table. Let me get back to the Excel sheet. So what happens in cross join is 1 from the employee table will be matched with both the records from the department table. 2 will be matched with both the records from the department's table, and employee 3 will be matched with both the records from the department table. So every record will be matched with every record from the other table. So that is how, no matter there is no restriction that it should be having any department ID or the column common columns. Okay, so cross join means every record from the left table will be joined with every record from the right table. So we can observe I have 10 values. Okay, so one moment. So I'm sorry, I have 12 records from the employee table and department table 2 records. So 12 into 2, 24. So if I run this query, I should get 24 records in the output. Execute. Let me pull this up. Now, yeah, if you can observe, I have 24 values returned. So this is how a cross join works. And as I said, it is not limited to the similar tables. So I have this orders table already ready. Click on execute. So if you could observe, I don't really have any common table or common column in the previous functions. I don't have any department ID in the orders table. Okay, so you can observe on the screen that I don't really have any common. So 12 records from the department table and 10 records from the orders table, I will be getting 120 records. So what I want to say is like every record from employee table have been joined with every record from the orders table. So if I join these two tables, I should get 120 records as output. And cross join orders. Oh, and I don't really have to give any on function because it is eventually matching with all the records. So if you could observe my mouse pointer to the right bottom, I've got 120 rows.